The label from Keith Tabul has now also entered the foil business. And for our first test, we have the Atlas in 1130 and 790. This is an elongated front wing in 790 with an aspect ratio of 10.7, and the 1130 has an aspect ratio of 10.9. The 1130 also has a wingspan of approximately 1.11. This is combined with a rear wing with a width of 45.5 or 41.5. The front wing and the fuselage are fastened with M8 Torx screws. In addition to the 63 centimeter long aluminum fuselage, we also have the 85 centimeter carbon mast. It is slotted at the base so that it allows for a really easy and quick assembly. The most noticeable feature of the front wing is essentially the very pronounced concave shape in the area of the trailing edge. Otherwise, the more or less inconspicuous front wing is kept quite straight and has no special characteristics. However, the concave shape is as deep as we have not yet seen from other manufacturers. The leading edge is kept slim, and we also have a medium profile depth in this area compared to other competitors. And if we look at the visual processing quality, it is consistently very good. We tested both Atlas wings with boards having volumes of 45, 80, and 106 liters across different various conditions. What was truly astonishing here was the takeoff ability. It is incredibly easy, very linear and straightforward without any progressions, but rather you gradually and seamlessly get onto the foil. Of course, as you might expect, with approximately 45 liters and the 790, you still need to work a bit in order to achieve the desired outcome on the forward speed. With mid-length boards or normal volume boards, which are typically used with 80 liters, the takeoff process is really very easy without any special pressure in the wing and without any special effort. Absolutely. And as mentioned, compared to all other competitors we have tested so far, in these formats this was by far the earliest rising foil. In flight, it showed an enormously high stability, especially the 1130 model. Here, the idea or concept from KT, as they described on their website, that it is a foil optimally suited for beginners, advanced, and professional users alike is fully realized. This fully aligns with this concept. With the 790 model, the overall demand is naturally a bit higher, and we also have a slightly higher speed range here. The truly excellent stability can also be felt here, but once again in detail. Let's briefly return to acceleration. It is consistent and steady in both foils. The 1130 overall achieves a satisfactory to good speed. Here, compared to competitors, we were always about 1 to 2 km per hour below the other values. And with the 790 model, we definitely have good speed potential. Here, we are in the completely normal average range. The axis stability of the Atlas foils is truly absolutely outstanding and incredibly easily accommodates skill levels down to absolute beginners of all levels, as there is no nervousness or any control issues. When beginning the process of initiating the first turn, you feel a slight but noticeable resistance in terms of maneuverability in the roll with the 1130, which you can slightly overcome with a bit more force. After that, however, the Atlas turns with absolutely light and effortlessly easy reliability in somewhat wider radii overall. The 790 is described by KT as intermediate to advanced, and you can immediately notice this in terms of its eagerness to turn and maneuverability. Here, no additional force is needed to initiate the turn. Everything is free and easily maneuverable. A very noticeable point in the test was also how the turning ability of the 1130 changes at low speed. The eagerness to turn is really very good, and thanks to the perfect buoyancy of this foil and also favored by this incredibly good glide, you can almost string together your maneuvers precisely on the spot without this foil stalling or experiencing a flow separation. So that is absolutely astonishing, especially for those who are now working on their skills and performing all maneuvers at low speed. They will be thrilled at how easily the Atlas makes these things possible. And those who are more skilled can, of course, play around with it. When jumping, the KT Atlas releases quite well from the water, but when diving in, you noticeably and very significantly slow down in speed. However, because the wing immediately regains its flow without dropping to zero speed, practicing with this foil in a wide variety of different and diverse basic areas is definitely well suited. This applies to both the 1130 and the 790, as we don't get a really good repop with the 790 either, despite its smaller size. So before it continues, we always have just a brief moment of hesitation, but that's all it is. On the other hand, the behavior during breaching is extremely good indeed. So when you only take part of the foil out of the water, even upon re-entry, as can be clearly and visually observed, there are absolutely no bubbles underwater or any noticeable flow separations, as a matter of fact. The foil re-enters and is immediately subjected to flow. So that's very nice and encourages playing with it. And its pump efficiency is also very effective. You can maintain a constant speed with very little effort and also accelerate easily. The whole thing is naturally favored by the best glide in comparison to the front wings we had in the test, which are in an aspect ratio range of 10 to 11. It is a real endurance runner, requiring almost no energy from the wave. So waves 30-40 centimeters high are already sufficient here to push this wing or for the wing to harness the energy of the wave. And in that regard, you are also very free in terms of style, whether you ride very close to the face, where the wave naturally has more energy and thrust, or whether you ride more in a longboard style down the line. Along the wave, it just keeps going and going and going continuously. Accordingly, it naturally also has a high potential when surfing in the waves. If you don't expect too incredibly extreme performance and too tight turning agility, it prefers medium radii. And for those who like to turn tighter and can apply enough force at the start of the turn to the foil, they can also navigate really tight radii. The KT Atlas is a glider that really places no demands on driving skills. This is especially true in particular for the 1130 model. It shines with the simplest handling, but even for the very advanced rider, there is a lot of potential for fun, enjoyment, and excitement in this wing, simply due to its eagerness to turn at low speed. Anyone who wants to perform wing maneuvers, one after the other, in a sequence and at any speed or at whatever pace you prefer, with absolutely optimal control, there is currently nothing better than the 1130 Atlas. In general, the 790 demands somewhat higher riding skills, but basically, compared to other foils of this size, it can be considered very easy to fly. You can always approach it completely relaxed and at ease, and you should never experience any flow separations or any quirks that disturb the pleasant riding experience. And those who master riding with pressure against the foil will particularly notice with the 1130 that a few more kilometers per hour can be achieved in top speed with this foil. Ultimately, what is indeed being emphasized here is reliability, comfort, and control. The KT Atlas impresses with really nice craftsmanship and is currently available for purchase in the market at a recommended retail price of €2,489 for the 1130 model and €2,419 for the 790 model in the complete set, as we had it in the test. This is absolutely high quality material for good money.